Hello, 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 and welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show where we are healing the heart, renewing the mind, all through the power of transparency. Hello, ladies. How are you guys tonight?
Hello.
We have a great show for everyone, so we hope that you all come on and tune in. Please be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page because you just might be that lucky subscriber. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the show because if I tell you we have a good show for you all tonight, hang on tight because we got it right this time. I'm your girl, Shalonda, aka it's Happy Bill. We have our girl Serious K, Miss Kim. We have Queen A, Miss Keneen. And if I tell you we have a beautiful soul tonight, special guest, Miss Sherry Eaton, known as Ladypreneur, Wife Chronicles. Keep going down the list. She's a published author for the book I Am My Sister. Get that book. If I tell you, I have a prayer group, and she have these meditation moments in that book. And if I tell you, it will bless your soul and spirit. Get that book, I Am My Sister, because you will learn we are truly upholding one another, especially in this day and time, and especially what we talk about tonight. We're going to understand we are definitely each other's keeper. So let's get ready and dig off into our show tonight, ladies. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Are y'all loosened? Because we're going to talk about that
I'm ready.
big top. Last week we talked about the big word love. So this week, what's tied up to love? What else is like the greatest thing you can have and make it and succeed on this earth? The big F word.
Faith.
Go for the dirty mind.
That can go either way. But that can go either way.
Queen A was thinking dirty mind.
Okay.
No. But faith, we're going to dig off deep into faith. I want to stop for a minute, ladies, and I want to acknowledge three serious things that has been taking place. Of course, one has been taking place over a year, and that's the pandemic. I want to just give out heart, mind, and voice love to all those that have been affected in such horrific ways, has been, really trying to get their lives and back on track and trying to recoup a lot of things that they may have lost due to loss of job or loss of a loved one, because so many of us have lost loved ones through this pandemic. So we just want to send our love, thoughts, and prayers to you and know that we are praying for you. We certainly understand. Please hit us up. We know, I believe the statistics have shown that a lot of people have been dealing with mental disorders, mental challenges. Certainly send us an email, heart, mind, and voice show at gmail.com. We certainly would like to speak with you and see if we can lead you in the right direction to see how can we be of service to you, because that's what we are here for. So our thoughts and prayers just go out to you.
Yes.
The next, I want to give out to the families of the state of Texas. Of course, Sirius K and I are residents of Texas, and our special guest will be a resident very soon, returning to Texas. And so we were all a part of that terrible snowstorm, and a lot of people were severely affected in such, crucial ways. And so we want to send our love. Please, again,
Yes.
send us an email, heart, mind, voice show at gmail.com, and see how we can be of service to you as well. I have spoken to, a few, but certainly send us an email and see how can we be of service to you. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you as well. We're impacted in such different ways. So we definitely would like to send our condolences to those who have lost, because loved ones have been lost in that storm as well. And next, Tiger Woods, he was in a terrible accident this past week. I hear that he's recouping from the news media, that he is recouping severe accident as far as I think he has a rod in his leg now. So I'm not sure how that would affect him, but I'm sure, with dealing with the health, and of course he golfs, so that is his thing. And and you need your legs, to golf. So I don't know, we don't know anything about that, but our thoughts and prayers go out to him
Yes.
and his family and hope that he has a speedy recovery. So we love you, Tiger Woods. Get well soon. So
Yeah.
let's move on to our show. I just wanted to make sure we were mindful of everyone that has been impacted in some way of fashion or form that has really taken a toll on their lives, because this is what we're about: the heart, mind, and voice. And if we don't have that heart right, if that mind is not functioning,
Ooh,
I'm not really
yeah.
Mhm.
we're not speaking life out to others, and definitely
Yes.
not to ourselves. So
Mhm.
let's get off into our hot topic tonight is dealing with Russell and Sierra, one of my
Okay.
most favorite couples, not the favorite, but I love them. They are definitely a favorite, I'm sure, to you all as well. So one of the blogs we were, I think, I don't know if it was you, Serious K, but one of us heard him say they were asking questions. Was it for Valentine's Day? I want to get the story right.
Yeah, it was questions for GQ magazine for Valentine's Day that him and her had to answer. Had to ask each other these questions, and they had to answer them correctly and see how many they got correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And so the question was, what would be his biggest fear in life?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he said his biggest fear would be losing Sierra. Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
God. How many of us live to hear our man say that?
I know
Yes.
it, right?
That's
My
right.
biggest fear would be losing my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Serious K, you are in a very healthy and happy marriage. What would be your biggest fear between you and your husband?
Well,
She's like, wait a minute, you need to put
Put
you
you on
on
the
the
spot.
spot.
I know,
I,
right?
I, I, I believe that we both would say the same. Well, I mean, and I know that would be his answer because I'm just saying this because I remember when we were dating, he was trying to make sure he did everything right because he said, because I don't want to lose you. And for me, when Russell said that, then that's what that meant. That,
Yeah.
hey, he was going to do his best to make sure that he was going to do everything right, everything to please her, everything to make her happy, everything to be the best husband he could be for her because he didn't want to lose her. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be devastated if my husband said, well, hey, if you leave or if we break up, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, that would be devastating. So for him to
Absolutely.
Yes.
say, I don't want to lose you, that,
Yes.
hey, come on, she got herself something. And
Yeah.
you
I
can see it
guess.
every time you look at her Instagram and she talking, she giggling and laughing all the time. I'm like, yes, baby, he is doing the thing. Do you hear me? Russell is doing
Absolutely.
what he's supposed, and that's what it is. And the people that were mad about this statement, they're just
Man.
jealous. A lot of them
Mhm.
want what they have and they don't have it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
that's my little take on that.
Now, what were some of the
Oh,
statements
wow.
that was mentioned?
They were calling him weak and a simp. I still don't know what a simp mean. I'm guessing it means simple guy or I don't know.
You know what?
Oh, wow.
Men and women.
I've actually learned from someone I was speaking with. He told me because when he said some women may classify him as that, I'm like, what is that? And he said
Yeah.
actually it's like the opposite of an alpha male. So
Oh,
yeah, so like a beta, I guess a beta male or whatever. So it's opposite of like someone who's like a man who's passive. I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy because if you,
that's
you if you love and you put that out in the public that you love your spouse, that's to me that's alpha. That's very powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, women live for that moment. I mean, they believe and trust God for that moment.
And
Yeah.
Or,
vulnerability is powerful.
Yeah,
absolutely,
it is.
absolutely, absolutely. Sherry, do you have any thoughts on that or what Russell said?
Yeah, like the other lady said, that is a pleasure to
Yes.
have someone think that
Woo.
highly of you,
Mhm.
to know that my world couldn't exist. I don't want to go too deep about it, but to help me The help is part of the rib, and the rib covers the vital
Yeah.
organs. You know, they keep your spine intact, keep you walking right, keep you talking right. So for me, that for he said that it's like I can't even function without her, and that is a deep revelation coming from a man. But then you have to look at it. Russell isn't just a man; he is a man in tune with God. So
Yes.
I know
Come on
that's
now.
right.
That
Yes.
part.
Hello. Hello. And speaking of a man into God, let's move to our very first topic, talking about our faith walk along this spiritual journey. Now, we
yeah,
already know Russell and Sierra are doing it. They walking it.
Mhm.
they are. They
They
are.
talking it and they walking it.
Yes.
So they walking that talk, So, speaking on, your faith walk and your spiritual journey, that it gets hard out there. It gets hard out there. I think one of the essential things that we need as we proclaim our faith, as we are children of God, and we love the Lord, and we have this relationship with God, or at least we're supposed to have this relationship with God. One of the most essential things for me would be my prayer life. I think if you don't have a prayer life, I don't even know how you can activate your faith without a prayer life. I mean,
Right.
maybe one of
Mhm.
y'all can explain that to me, but I don't
Yes.
know. I think prayer is essential, and it's like it's at the top. I would say it's probably right there at the top of that walk, of some things, some tools that you need for your spiritual journey. You're going on a journey, you're going somewhere.
Right.
You're not stagnant,
Mhm.
you're not staying at home, but you're going somewhere. And so you need tools, you need things that will equip you along that journey, that will make sure it keep you fed, that will make sure you have the strength to keep going, because sometimes we want to stop. So
Yeah.
my thing would be having a strong prayer life. And I think, with that prayer, and prayer for me is
Mhm.
communication with God. So you speaking to God, you talking to God about anything. And the thing that I love about prayer, and anybody that knows me know I love to pray. but
Yes,
the
Lord.
thing, the thing that I love about prayer, you can talk to God. We talk to people, we get tired. We're ready to go.
Mhm.
After about 30
Mhm.
minutes or an hour, Queen A, we ready to go.
Mhm.
You
10,
know.
15 minutes, Serious K, we ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can talk to God all day or all night,
Mhm.
and He never make. We get up on our own because we're like, okay, now Lord, my knees are asleep.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
or my legs sleep, or something
Yeah.
is hurting,
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so we stop, or I need to go do this or do that. But
Mhm.
God will listen. And the best thing, He answers. He hears and He answers.
Yes, he
Mhm.
I'm
does.
not going to say the answer is always what we want. I'm
Yes.
not going to say that. But He definitely answers our prayer. So I want you ladies to tell me, what are some of the key things that you think are essential along this faith walk in your spiritual journey? We're going to start off with our special guest, Sherry.
Yes.
What would you say about that?
Oh, well, as you were saying, prayer, and we talk to God, but the thing about it is when he talks back to us, do we listen and receive
Uh-oh.
what he is saying?
Mhm.
Because, when he gives us instructions, sometimes it's real easy. It's a
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
But most of the time you have to sit and meditate on that thing and be like,
Yes.
God, are you sure that you want me to do this? You want me to go where? You
Mhm.
want me to talk to who?
Mhm.
Right, right.
So yeah, prayer is essential in that element, but so is obedience.
Oh,
So we
wow.
Yeah.
can't have one without the other, because he
Yeah.
is going to speak back to you.
Yes.
It's almost like a dialogue. Well, it is a dialogue between
Yeah.
you and
Yeah.
God.
Hmm.
And what we think about prayer is how we've been taught. We pray and we get up and go on about our day.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
we need to sit and listen and wait on God to give us the instructions.
Mhm.
Hmm. Seem like we're having some difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay. So to
Okay, so
that,
go ahead,
what
Tina.
We need to him for the some of us he may give to us fully, but
Mhm.
I do believe that we receive our instructions in part.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got you. Queen A, were
wow.
you wanting to comment on that?
Yes, I mean, that was very powerful what you said, Sherry.
Yeah.
And obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yeah.
So, and I
Yes.
want to attest to this. Happy Bill, Miss Shalonda, she is a praying warrior. I mean, I've been on some prayer sessions. I'm like, Lord. So
It's good
we
to
like
talk to the Lord.
I missed the prayer
and the prayer
sessions.
session
To keep
is
these
for an
goals up.
hour. So the prayer session is for an hour. Sherry, you know, you have a very powerful book. We are going to your meditation moments. That's for about 30 minutes or 20 minutes. And then, you know, we probably have about several people on the line, and some of us will say a prayer. Now, we all have about maybe 5 minutes. We only have an hour. She would use that whole hour. I'm like, okay, and then we go it over. Like, okay, now we're going into an hour, 20 minutes. I'm like, baby, we are over. And she go in. I mean, she praising, she's crying. So that is a praying warrior. But I can say this. I definitely look to her for to help, you know, to stand with me in prayer because some powerful things has happened when she stand in prayer for you. So she is a prayer
That's
intercessor.
awesome.
Mhm.
But I would say this. So to me, prayer is so important. And I realize sometimes, and this is, you know, for me, I can get angry with God because I'm like, I want things, he's working on my patience. So I want things to be a certain way and I want it now. And especially when it comes to love, and especially when it comes to waiting for that one, and especially the celibacy and waiting, you know, waiting for the right one and having the faith to just stay celibate while the right one comes. I'm like,
Ooh.
well, I wanted, you know, I want some stuff now.
Yesterday.
Mhm.
Lord help
You
us.
know. So look, you know, but
Yesterday.
right, you know, and especially, and I remember a relationship that I had to let go, and I kept praying about a relationship, and it took so much, and I remember crying, and I'm like, because when I prayed about it, and I was praying for this, I was praying specifically for this man, and it just seemed like the more I prayed, the more it did not happen, and one day it's like it was like something clicked, and I heard to just let it go, and it's like that I had a dream, like just let it go. And it took everything out. I mean, I remember crying because I'm like, I don't want to let this go. Like I prayed for it. I prayed for this
Yeah.
specific man. And then it's like just through my prayer, just hearing, like, you know, sometimes we get caught up in focusing on the object and not the details or the characteristics.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's so true.
sometimes we pray for a specific house, the object of the house. We pray for
Mhm.
that object, that man or that woman, and we don't pray for the characteristics. Like I want in this person, I want a giving person, a loving person, a person who loves God. So we
Mhm.
stay specific with that one thing. Oh, I want this job, I want this house, and not
Yeah.
necessarily asking God for characteristics. So that's what I had to learn, how to ask for characteristics and then trust him even when he did not answer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the hard part.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
What would you say about that serious cake? That's the hard part.
Well,
Even when
that
he
is.
don't.
That is.
Because God
That
answered
is.
on his time.
mhm.
That is. For me, I have made so many mistakes trying to do it on my own
Uh-huh.
Mm.
to where now when I pray, I get up and I walk in it, I believe it, and I
Oh,
leave it
yes.
to him.
Yes.
And
Wow.
what he does is he always bring back in remembrance to me the things that he helped me get over before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my faith comes in. And then I just walk in it and I believe it and I let it go and I don't worry about it.
Mhm.
And I want to address what Queen A was saying earlier. It's very funny. She was saying, you know, she forget to pray for specifics. Girl, let me tell you again, like I said, I messed up so many times and I prayed for specifics, but you know, you will always leave something out. And I
Mm-hmm.
would pray, let them be this, let them be that, let them do that. And then when he come, I'm like, but wait a minute, but he ain't this. Okay. So you know what?
Wow.
I got tired. I got fed up. I just said, you know what, God? I just want him to be the man that you want him to be. I want him to, first and foremost, I want him to be a lover of God.
Mm.
And
Yes.
I know if you send him and if you choose him, he's going to be everything I want, everything that I need, because I know you know what I need. So,
Right.
God, whoever you send, whatever your will is, whoever he is,
Yes.
that's who I take because I obviously I can't get it right.
Can't get
It's
right.
like he
Okay.
will give you exactly what you asked for. He'll
Yeah.
give you
Yeah.
exactly what you asked for. And that's what he
Yeah.
was doing. And it was my fault. And I was mad at him.
Mhm.
You want to be this week?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
gave you that.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
now I'm just learning just to pray. And sometimes I just say, Lord, just if it's your will. I always start off
Right.
saying, if it's your will,
Yeah.
Mhm.
let A, B, C, D happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's
That's something
But
I
that's a good
definitely had to
question.
learn. Yeah, I definitely had to learn that by saying, if it's your will, because you're right, we will pray for things that are not God's will. So it may not happen. And then if it happens, it'll be such turbulence behind it. And we're like, well,
Mhm.
God, you knew this was going to happen. Why did you allow it when
yeah.
you asked?
Right. You
And we
kept
don't
begging.
understand, right, why it take our life right, left, east, west, south. I mean, all over the place. And we
Mhm.
didn't pray for God's will.
Yeah.
Question, but how do you know his will? How do you know the will of God? I mean, of course, you gotta have that relationship. But how do you know when you in his will? And I think a lot of people can say, I don't know if I'm actually in the will of God, because sometimes your faith walk, sometimes
Mhm.
it looks like you're out of the will when you're actually in the will. And
And
I just say,
yes.
so I remember when I had, it's like when it was time for me to make the move from New York to Georgia, like I kept feeling it. I kept feeling in my spirit to move, and I kept praying about it. And it's like, okay, Lord, I didn't have no money. I had nothing. And I'm like, I had no job, no money. I'm like, how am I going to do this? And yet Miss Shalonda was like, girl, you better get up and do an Abraham.
I know
And
that's right.
Yeah, I
I
did.
was crying because I'm like, this is serious faith. Like, how do I do this? But
Mhm.
guess what? I decided to take whatever. I spoke to my bishop in New York, Bishop Ebenar Jordan of Zoe Ministries, and I spoke to him about it. He gave me the okay, like, yeah, I do see a move for you or whatever. And whatever I packed up in the car, and guess what? It's like God showed up in amazing ways. I mean, it's like I had a friend who gave me the money to make the move. When I got there, the job opened up right away. Within 2 weeks,
Yes.
I was staying in a hotel. Within 2 weeks, a place opened up, and from there, I just been rising. And it was a faith walk. But
Yeah.
so it didn't look like I was in His will, because I'm like, this is not making any sense to me. And it's like, and the faith is, sometimes you don't have it, and sometimes, even in marriages, sometimes it looks like it's not the will of God. But so the question is, how do you know if you in the will? And sometimes that's just walking through the storm. You don't see them, and you don't see, like, the fog is there, but as you keep going, you see the light. So
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to say, we're having a little background issue here, but I just want to say, I want to address that question, but I definitely want to tell the audience that's streaming it, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. You just might be the lucky subscriber tonight or next time we give our gifts. You never know. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. But I want to answer that question, Queen A, how do you know? Okay, we all know and have heard of intuition. Intuition is real. I feel it in my gut. That
Mhm.
is real. God
mm,
put that little space there for a reason, because that is Him dropping the answer. That is Him leading the
Mm-hmm.
direction for
Yes.
you, leading the way for you to go. Because we always feel it. Now we may not
mhm,
want to admit it, but we always we always feel it, and know we should do this, or no, we shouldn't go here, or no, we should go there. But it's just that little, like, should I go there? But we're
mhm.
not sure because we don't hear the yes, go. We don't hear
Mm-hmm.
that.
Go
But we
this way.
feel
Right.
exactly. But we
Mm-hmm.
feel it. That intuition is by it came from God. It did not come from us.
Yes.
Mhm.
It was
Mhm.
created by God. So that
Yeah.
is the way prophets coming into your life. That is a way when and you'll know a real prophet because it may have been in your spirit to move. It may have been in your spirit to do this with your child, or to do that, or whatever the case may be. And then
Mhm.
someone that say that they are a prophet of God may not even say they're a prophet of God, but may come and confirm exactly what you've been going back and forth in your mind about. That is
Mhm.
the confirmation. They don't
Yeah.
even know that you're dealing with it, but they
Mhm.
tell you, you should consider this, and you're looking like, Okay,
How
I
you
know.
know that?
Right.
Oh my God, he or she said this and that, and this is what I've been struggling with, having challenges with. I'm telling you, men and women of God, they will come and confirm. That's another way. Those are the things of how you know, because that's a valid question that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
How do you know when you're hearing from God? Because I don't hear God saying, "Yes, Shalonda, close on the deal."
Right. Mhm.
Close on the deal.
Mhm.
Well, that little, and we all have them. I'm not the only one. All of us have that little, we will know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes, and this thing, and you guys definitely shed some light on this, in your spiritual journey, a lot of things don't fall in place. You know how sometimes things fall in place, like everything just fall in place. Just, we know it's God. It was so smooth. We just went right on in there. Everything worked out perfect. But what about when things just don't work out perfect?
Ooh,
Like you
Lord.
said, Queen, it seemed like I should not be at this company. It seemed like I
Right.
should not be in this marriage. It seemed like I should not have moved into this house, or whatever that case may be, that you're like, there is no way that this is of God. And
Mhm.
every way that it's of God. Because you know what? And this is not for everybody, but sometimes when you're going through those challenges, they are to strengthen us and to
Right.
grow us. And how do we evolve? Do we evolve by not being tested?
Mhm.
Those
Right.
challenges are tests.
They're
Yeah.
lessons,
How do you
they're
get your
lessons that we need
degree?
to
To bring
learn.
about it. Yeah, our character
Yes.
and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. How do you learn in school?
Mhm.
Serious,
By
yeah,
test.
you're in college. Do you have any papers or you don't? You have a test? How do the professor know that you know what you know in stats? Well, we still praying on that one. But
Okay.
Yeah,
you have tests, you have papers
definitely.
to write to show them that I know statistics.
Yeah.
So those are those challenges that comes along the way.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that it's not, and I'm not gonna say everything because sometimes, like Serious K was saying, sometimes we can make those decisions and all hell break loose, and
Mhm.
it's not God.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you must know the difference. And in knowing the difference, listen to that gut that you have. If you don't have, if
Yes.
you feel like I don't hear from God, like say they hear, feel, listen to that stomach, because that stomach will talk to us. It just doesn't say I'm hungry
Okay.
or I'm hurting, but it gives us direction. God say you should do this or you should.
Right. Mhm.
So speaking of spiritual journey, so I think Queen A mentioned early about celibacy. So we're gonna move right into this amazing, great, awesome topic that we all love. Don't we love celibacy? I know we're all great.
No.
We're all great
No.
at celibacy. Come on now.
Cannot blink hard enough.
We're gonna talk about the art of waiting. Waiting for who? That right
The
what?
right one.
The right one, be it man or woman, and talk about these different celibacy challenges. Just by me sharing my own, I have been a child of God for a minute, and I have not been on the straight and narrow all the time. I am not going to sit up here and say I've been saved since I was 20 years old and I'm 46. I've been saving on the straight and narrow for 26 years. I've been a virgin for no, 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 no. I'm not gonna say that. I even had my child, out of wedlock, and we share some things about that. Getting pregnant out of wedlock, and oh my God, the challenges that we go through when we have our children out of wedlock. You
Right.
begin as you grow and you accept truth, because here's a key thing: you must accept the truth. If you do not accept the truth, you are not free, because the truth will make you free. That's
Make
a
you
true
free.
statement. You can accept it, you can say, oh yeah, right. I'm telling you, celibacy matters, and God told us to don't go out here sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, or
Oh,
Susan, Linda, and Lisa.
okay.
So you won't have all these baby mamas, you won't have all these baby daddies, and you won't have all this drama.
Yeah.
So for a reason, and not just for that, come on, we gotta talk about AIDS, we gotta talk about herpes. I mean,
Woo. All
So
them
many
things.
things
You know,
can
and
happen.
soul ties. Don't forget
And
about
one of
Yeah.
that.
the main things, exactly, soul ties. And a lot of us, believe it or not, a lot of us don't believe in soul ties because we don't understand it. So, we don't believe it,
Mhm.
we don't understand.
Mhm.
So I want our special guest Sherry to really share some nuggets on soul ties because we're talking about celibacy, and that is one of the main things.
Mhm.
Soul ties, the baby
Mhm.
Mhm.
mama stuff, daddy mama, whatever, and the diseases and stuff. Yes, that happens, but them
Mhm.
soul ties,
Them soul ties is a joke. Do you hear me? Um, to be caught up in a soul tie is draining on every element. I mean, I can't even explain how pulling it is. It drains from you. It makes you weak. It makes you think crazy. Like you can't
mm,
Mhm.
be divorced from this person and no
mm,
longer having that type of attraction to them. It's like a magnet. Like you
mm,
continually are drawn back to them. And that's because,
Mhm.
the Bible says when the two became one. And
mhm.
that's what happens during sex,
Yes,
the two bodies join together, but we line up in covenant as one person.
yes,
So now when you line up together in covenant with one person, your souls are intertwined together. And
yes,
everything that person is going through, or every person that your significant other or your boo or your cuddy buddy has slept with,
Yep.
now you slept with.
yeah,
Mhm.
Same with
yeah,
me. Whoever I'm
mhm,
linking up with that I've slept with in the past, or any issues that I'm having mentally or physically or spiritually, now that person
yes,
interacts and gets as well. So
yes,
now when you get up from a good time, not only
mhm,
are you having to worry, am I pregnant? Did I get an STD? Is he gonna
mhm,
call me tomorrow? Now you have to worry about why am I feeling like this?
yeah,
I
mhm,
Mhm.
wasn't like this 2 weeks ago. Why am I
mhm,
saying this? I,
yeah,
I
Mhm.
wasn't I wasn't drinking like this 2 weeks ago, or I wasn't, cussing like this 2 weeks ago. So now
yeah,
you have to go back and begin to say, okay, well, it was that person. Because
mhm,
we've swapped, we've transferred some stuff, not only
yeah.
saliva and body, you know,
Fluids,
Fluids,
uh-huh.
yeah.
trying to get this together.
Yes,
Yeah, but now we swapped a whole lot more than that,
mhm,
and then in that element you have to begin to say, okay, God, I need to divorce, because that's what happened. Like I said, when the two becomes one, we are married. The
yeah,
scripture talks about when a harlot lays down with a man, he becomes a harlot.
yeah,
So whoever you're laying down with, that's who you are. So
mhm,
in order to have an effective marriage, in order to have an effective relationship, and let's just talk about, females, friendships, because we can be soul tied with women, not in a sexual manner, but by the words that you speak. Oh,
mhm.
girl, I
Mhm.
always got you.
Oh,
We're
wow.
going to always be good. And I
Mhm,
had to stop telling my exes that I'm gonna
yeah,
always have a special place in my heart for you, or you're
mhm,
gonna always, be number one to me. That's I
Mhm.
had to tell this guy. He was like, "You're gonna always be number one to me,"
Mhm.
and it was scary because we had never had sex,
mm,
but
Mm.
we were tied together. It's
uh-huh,
like I could not shake him; he could not shake me. But I had to ask God.
Wow.
It was weird. It was scary. I'm
mhm,
talking
Mhm.
about, and we never, like, I was living in North Carolina. He was living. I can't say where he was living because they might be. But he was living, in a different place, and we always was, back and forth with each other. Never had sex. Never to this day. Never, never, never.
You
And God,
hear that, Shalonda?
we're gonna talk to Tina in a few. Go ahead.
and I kept asking God. I was like, why are we so drawn to each other and we never
Mhm.
had sex? And he says, because y'all have tied souls together by words.
Wow.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh,
Wow.
you
Okay.
know what, lady? Yes.
By
This
your
Yes.
is
words, because this has been going on since we were 15 years old, y'all. This wasn't a 2 year, five.
Wow.
We're talking. I'm 47,
uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
it's been 2 years that I had to cut the cord with him.
Wow.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about I had to block him on all social medias because it came to a point where his wife kept asking me what did I have over her husband. And I said, I don't have anything over her husband. I said, we haven't even slept together. She said, I know you haven't. That's why I'm wondering, are you practicing witchcraft on my husband? That's what she
Oh,
asked.
you know, you better come. This is a good topic right here. I can say a lot about this one.
And I said, ma'am, I wish you would make your husband stop calling me, because by this time it was so aggravating to where I could not go home. He knew when I was coming home, he would pop up at my mom's house. He would be here, he would be there, he would do this. And I'm just like, dude, it's too much. But God, when God said that, I said, you know what? When the Bible said we have life and death in our tongue, we truly
That's
have
right.
life and death in our tongue.
Oh, I know.
And I never thought
That's right.
saying to a man 30 years ago that you'll always have a special place in my heart knitted us together. It knitted us together till death do us part. That's what God said. If you don't do this, and he gave me instruction. He said, if you don't do this, it will be to death do you part.
Wow.
I mean,
That's very powerful. Well, you know, I'm like, well, I didn't know what to say with that one, but you know, let me. Wow, this is deep, right? You know, I can go into a whole major topic, but you know, for the sake of time, I'm not. So, you know, to go deeper, right? And you're right. We are tied through words. We are tied through thoughts. And some people would say even thoughts is witchcraft. When you think upon a thing, you know, to me, witchcraft is not always bad. Sometimes it's good. And that's what we use to manifest. But to that, you know, I want to say this. So it is topics around soul contracts, right? So when we come to the earth, we come, and it's like sometimes we come in union with the person, and it could be some type of contract where we have to learn some type of lesson from it. Now that lesson, sometimes the lesson is not even for us, but we are assigned through a soul contract that sometimes the lesson is for the other person, but because we are assigned to bring that lesson, we are a part of it. And sometimes we get affected by it, but it's not per se for us, but it's for the other person, or it could be us, whichever way. But I want to say this, I was speaking, I have a friend, and we brought the subject about celibacy. And I remember he said to me, and he was the one who introduced me into like my whole spiritual gift and the gifts that I have. And he was amazing. But he said to me, he told me, think about this. He talked about being celibate. And he said, think about this. He said, a woman's vagina is like a spider web. And he said, you know how a spider, like they take the bug or whatever comes into the web, and they pull from it, they draw the blood from it. So think about, and you know, in a union, and you get involved sexually, or even just speaking, it's like, you know, a woman is like a web. What enters into it, that person is coming into the web, and then she's drawing out what he has put into her. Yeah. And I'm like, well, he said that, and he said to me, just think about whatever man will come into you, you're drawing that, your web is capturing all of that energy, all of that blood, all of that spirits. And I'm like, okay, why'd you have to say it like that? But it was very deep in how he said it, but he wanted to paint a picture of the importance of celibacy. And he said, and think about all of those you was involved with, it's all caught up in that web. It's all, and it's like, and how do you clean it? You got to knock down the web. How do you knock down the web? You got to stay celibate. You got to rebuild it. And I'm like, wow. So that was very powerful when he said that. And it just brought a whole new light of, you know, but the question is, right, because I like to be very raw and real. We all about transparency. But the question is, right, can you be celibate, like not have sex, but can you masturbate though?
It's been nice having you all on the show tonight. This stage left over here.
I want to know this because I was searching the Bible, like we're looking, like doing a serious search, like where does it say not to masturbate?
Right.
Oh my God. You know, so we're going to go on this serious, Kate. What are your thoughts on this?
Listen, now, all I got to say is this now. I don't think you're supposed to be masturbating.
Right.
You know what?
Serious, Kate, with you.
You're still releasing, you're still having sex.
True.
May not be another body there, but you're still having sex. But anyway, all I wanted to say, I just wanted to say, I was never successful at it, but yes, I tried, but I was never successful. But I do want to mention that, the Bible does mention that sex is a gift from God for married couples. So that's why, you're not supposed to have sex before marriage,
But in
because
your
like it's
mind, you're
romantic.
married.
No, ma'am.
This is the Heart-Minded Voice Show, and that
No.
is not the
I'm
case.
just joking.
No, these soul ties are real. The
Mhm.
wages of sin is death, and it can mean, so
Well, I would definitely say that masturbating is definitely for my audience, because Queen A is not going to hear
oh
me.
my God.
Especially that Sherry is not going to hear me either.
And look, a celibacy. Look, I am
I
celibate.
lost all my thoughts.
Okay.
Masturbating,
Look, we got to become a wife first in our mind.
it will cause you to do other things that may tempt you, that may tempt you to want to do things that can lead to fornication. Now, we're
That's
not
true.
saying, and this is what I want to understand, that we're not saying that if you fornicate, you are going to hell. Now, did y'all not just hear all of us
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that. The thing that we're saying, that the route to take is celibacy for success, and to make sure that you don't wait forever for that right woman or that right man. Because let me tell you something, that you can think that I'm just talking, but I got these ladies to back me up. When you're fornicating, you're pushing your blessings back further and further. And you know
Yes.
what? You know what has been a revelation? Sometimes not staying celibate can hinder your finances. Now, you may say, how does finances?
I can attend.
Oh, yeah.
That's what caused me
Oh,
to
yeah.
stop, because
Wait a
it has hit my finances hard.
Yeah. So you may wonder, well, we can just keep it very carnal. I mean, just look at, okay, so say, okay, I'm just going to masturbate, Queen A. I'm not going to have, go out there and fornicate. I'm just going to twinkle, twinkle. But anyway.
Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. Look about the word masturbate, right? Bait is like
Master.
and you got to master how to bait the person.
There's no way.
Bait yourself off.
So here's a key nugget. You can do a simple thing just to keep it very surface. We don't even have to go deep because we don't have the time, but just to keep it very surface, fornication, as far as messing with your money. Just think of how when you want to get your rocks off, you may need a little assistance, especially if you're not as young, where you look at butt and you ping, or and for the woman, you look at muscles and you gotta go change your pants. So, but you can maybe go to the strip club, or and make it rain, or you want to watch porn and you want to pay for a subscription, because you're really what you see that is affecting your money. You may, I make money, it ain't affecting my money. You would be surprised where you sow your money, how it does not come back, but it goes out, because where you sow, that you shall.
Yeah.
So be careful in making those decisions. And it's hard. We're not saying that, y'all act like it's so easy. No, we do not act like it's easy in any way. Y'all have heard our brief testimonies. It's not easy. But the one thing you got to remember, do you want to live, or do you just want to be alive? So think about it. You want to live, or you just want to be alive?
Exist.
I want to live.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't just want to exist. I want to live. There's a lot in living versus just existing. There's a lot of people
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, where's your mark? Where's your mark? Exactly.
MD Brat said, "My Lord, I want to hear what MD Brat. Why are you saying, my Lord? I want to hear from you."
Y'all acting up.
That's my sister. That's my sister.
Oh, all right. Now we want to hear.
Well, y'all be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. You just might be that lucky subscriber tonight because we got some
Yes.
awesome giveaways. Now, moving on from celibacy. Now, just let's picture this, you guys. We have waited for the Lord, and we're talking about the women. Now, all of us aren't,
Glory.
but we're talking about the women and the men. We have waited, and now it's that time to meet that special someone. But don't you know, when you wait for that special someone, when you wait in God for that special someone, don't you know there's preparation along the way? You
It
have
is.
to prepare. And that
Yes.
is the Lord.
Mhm.
You know what? Because that person is a gift.
Yes.
Mhm.
He or she is a gift. So, y'all, tell me about that waiting on that special, that big day. And we're talking about the men and the women, not just okay, we're gonna focus on the women, but both, because we have a few men. We have probably about 10 men out here in the world that's waiting on a
Well,
woman.
she said 10.
We have plenty of people that's waiting on that special someone. So you guys tell me, I know, like I said, I didn't do it the right way. I got pregnant out of wedlock, had the baby, and later in a couple of years down the line, we decided to, get married. But what about waiting? Like, what are some of the things that we do to prepare to become that beautiful bride? Because there's a lot in it. The Bible even talks about
Wait.
Mhm.
that beautiful
And Shalonda, I want to say this.
bride.
Troy, hi Troy. He said, I am waiting. So to have a man that
Uh-oh.
is
All
celebrating
right
Yes,
now.
that's
waiting.
awesome.
Troy
So
is
Uh-oh.
one of the 10. Woo!
so we're interested, Troy, what is it that keeps you waiting? Why is celibacy important to you? Is it by choice? We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, so while we're waiting on Troy to answer, Sherry, talk to us about becoming.
Becoming. Well, first of all, we just talked about the soul ties, so let's
Yes, Lord.
make sure that we are cleaned up
Yes,
and ready to be presented to our
absolutely.
husband.
Absolutely.
We the scripture say, "He that findeth a wife."
Yes.
Mm,
So that means you are already ready.
Yes.
Right.
Not
wow.
finding a girlfriend. He's not finding someone that he wants to build into a wife.
Oh, you
You
better
have to
come
be
on.
wife ready. So in
Yes.
order to be wife ready, like I said, first of all, you got to be clean
Yes.
mentally,
Yes.
spiritually,
Yes.
physically. I know me, I'm gonna have to lose some weight. Father, help in the name of Jesus. But try to get your fitness together, work on your credit,
Absolutely.
begin to mentor other people, and that's kind of what my book is about. I am my sister. I wrote about it from the aspect of a woman. I am my sister as a mother, as a wife, as a Christian, and all of those elements. So we have to be able to say that, hey, I've stood the test of time. I am waiting on God. And in the meantime, waiting on God, I'm preparing myself to be, that spotless bride, not only to my husband, but to God. Because this is people don't like to be single. Oh,
Mm-mm.
the S word, you think submission
Oh,
is a nasty word. Singleness.
single was just as nasty.
Yeah, single is the new S word people don't like, but I think singleness is a gift, and it's a very particular gift that God gives us, because as
Mhm.
Paul says, when you are single, you can concentrate on the things God has for you. So your
Yes.
gifts, your talents, your
Yeah.
calling, whatever he wants you to travel, you don't have to check in with your husband and say, hey babe, how's your schedule next week? Or you don't have to check in with anybody. You're single. You can come and go as you want.
Exactly.
But while you are in your singleness, it's time to prepare mentally. I can't
Yes.
keep my house looking like tornado, came through and destroyed everything. I
Yes.
have to make sure that the refrigerator gets cleaned out. I have to make sure that the bathroom stays stocked with toilet paper and toothpaste, and all this stuff. And we have to prepare mentally as
Yes.
well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just sit around and have idle conversations with my husband. I
Yes.
have to pique his interest. And I
Yes.
think, and I'm going to jump over to this right quick. I think a lot of divorces happen. They say, oh, it's because of cheating. But I believe if the art of communication happens effectively, there will be no cheating.
Oh,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So if I
Mhm.
can communicate with you, and this even goes for friendship with our sisters,
yes,
with our best friends. If I can
yes.
I can communicate with my sister effectively, I might have to say, like I said, MD Brett, Melissa is her name. I might have to say, okay, Lissa, child, that ain't how we rock.
Mhm.
You know better.
Mhm.
I call her Lissa Ann. I said, Lissa Ann, you know better.
Uh-huh.
You ain't supposed to be doing that. If I can communicate with her effectively and
Yeah.
say things to her out of love,
Mhm.
then I'm preparing
Mhm.
myself for my husband as well.
That's
Also, serving under your pastors is a great way to prepare yourself for your husband.
wow.
Wow.
Mhm.
Serving
Yes.
a man, serving your brothers, serving
Mhm.
your sons if you have a son, serving your
Mhm.
son, and that's a two-way. Not only are you serving for him, but now he knows what type of woman that
Amen.
he needs to have coming into his life as well.
Wow.
Mhm.
So your
Mhm.
singleness plays a major part in your life leading up to your marriage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
at first I was a little mad. I'm like, okay, God, it's been 12 years. Did you forget about a sister over here? But I wouldn't take anything from my celibacy because He pulled every gift. I believe everything that He's invested in me in the past 12 years, I am doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Businesses, books, ministries, life coaching, all of that stuff. So I believe that in your singleness, if you really sit down in God and begin to talk to Him, as we said in prayer, and
That's
being
right.
obedient, He'll begin to show you why you're single right now.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
upset. I'm like, but I'm ready. I'm ready, Lord. Put me in the game, coach. I'm ready. And He was like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it. Yes, you are ready, but I'm not finished with you being single.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Mhm. We
Wow.
got it. We got it.
That's
Queen A,
powerful. That
I
right
know
there,
you
when you
got
said,
something
"I'm
to
not
say.
finished with you being single," that's very powerful right there. And I
Yeah.
would love to hear because Series K, you mentioned a comment before. You said you was ready to give up, and before you say that, I want to say Troy said
Mhm.
he's waiting, and he said he's waiting because of the promise. So that's very powerful.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so thank you for that. But Series K, you
Yeah.
mentioned we want to hear your story about becoming a wife. We need to know.
Well,
She said,
y'all
well,
gonna get tired of me talking about how sick of myself I was because I was sick of me. I was sick of me.
You was in your own
And
way.
girl, I was sick of
wow.
me. And I just decided, I said, okay, God, I'm done. I'm tired of worrying about am I gonna get a man? When he gonna come? When is the right man? I was just so just into it. And I said, you
Mhm.
know what? Forget that. I'm gonna work, do what I do,
Right.
don't worry about it no more. And as soon as I forgot about it and left it alone and said, I'm okay with being
Here he
single. I am
come.
okay with being here he come. I'm like, what I
Who
I'm
called for
ready. Where
you?
you coming from? I had even said these words out of my mouth. I said, I don't think I'm getting married again.
Oh
If
wow.
if the guy gotta be floating in air with a halo over his head, and he gotta say, "Hey, God, send me." That's the only reason I get married. And
Wow.
so it was then when God sent me my husband. It
Mhm.
was then when I just stopped harping on it so much and stopped messing up and just said, okay, I'm gonna be single and be still. And
Yeah.
that's when he brought my husband. And I just want to say, becoming a wife, the Proverbs 31 woman is the clear definition.
Yes.
Because
Come on.
we always think that the husband is, some women think that the husband is supposed to do everything. He's
You
supposed
better
to
say
bring
it.
everything.
Mm.
You know, yes, the husband is the king of the house, he's the head of the household. Yes, he's your protector, he's your provider, and this and that. But what do you have to bring to the table?
To
And
the
not only
table.
that,
Yes.
when he bring it to the table, can you prepare it?
Right.
Ooh,
Okay.
Say
I'm
that.
just
girl,
saying. And
girl.
and how the Proverbs 31 woman talks about how we're supposed to give to the needy. We're supposed to be givers. We're
Yeah.
supposed to speak life to our husband. He
Yeah.
don't, this man, when he comes home, he don't want to hear nagging. He don't want to hear fussing. He don't want to hear,
All right
this is
now.
supposed to be his safe haven. We're
Yes.
Yes.
supposed to be his safe space, his safe place. So he's ready to get home. When he come home, if he's looking funny, Don't give it what you looking. No. Say, okay, baby, you okay? How was your day? Or sometimes don't say nothing. Let them sit
Right.
down. Sometimes we have to, like the old people used to say, choose your battles. We
Yeah.
have to have wisdom as well as wise. We have to be wise. We have to know when to speak and when not to speak.
Right.
Okay. So
Wow.
really that Proverbs 31 woman, I should know about heart as much as I read it over and over and over again. I'm telling you, that's a clear definition of what a wife should be.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, you said something, and I'm gonna make it quick because I know for time, and I know Sherry, we're gonna mention about your book, but I wanted to say this, and I've learned a lot from just hearing you ladies, Kim especially, Shalonda definitely just learning about marriage, but I want to say this. I lost my train of thought. So when it comes to marriage, is sometimes, and I think matter of fact, it was my bishop in New York of Zoe Ministries. He said he was giving a teaching one day, and he said sometimes he said, because we have standards, right, especially as women, and we put so much on the men that we don't even realize our own things that we need to change within ourselves. So he said sometimes you will get a jack, and if you're a queen, you'll make him a king. And I was like,
Wow.
whoa.
Yep.
So
All right.
yes, so he says sometimes a man will come, and he said, especially if he's the right one, and if you truly a queen and you're the virtuous woman, you have queen thoughts, you operate as a queen, you can help build him as a helpmate and make him into a king. And
That's
that's why
right.
I read this book, Becoming, and I make it really quick. I forgot the title. I forgot the author, but the book name is Becoming, and it was about the whole story of Hannah, and and it was
Oh,
about how well the woman was not prepared, but in a sense, the man was not prepared. But God, he kept praying for a woman. Now he was celibate. He kept praying for a woman, but who God sent was a prostitute. But and then it's like in the process of becoming for both of them becoming a spouse, they had to go through several things. They kept disconnecting, coming back, disconnecting, coming back. So sometimes that's the process that has to happen in order for you both to become. Like, it wasn't just for him because he had never been with a woman, and she
right.
had been with many men. So she didn't know necessarily how to be a wife. He didn't know how to be a husband, let alone someone who had sex. So they had to become two different people and learn how to intertwine in one. So it's a very powerful book. So there's a lot that can be said about that. But the whole process is when we go through this journey in life, especially in the faith walk, it's all about becoming, and we have to know
Yeah.
how to become. So
Yeah.
Wow. There's a lot that you guys have said that is definitely and I hate that we're running out of time. So much we have these heavy, heavy topics. We just gonna talk about peanut butter and jelly because we talk about real substance. I mean, time goes so quick. We want to thank you so much, Sherry, for being a part of our show and
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for
really
having
giving us
me.
some serious nuggets for us to go home and think about, be at home because we're home.
Right. Right.
About in our time, as well
Mhm.
as for our audience. And we want to thank our audience for just engaging with us tonight. We love it when they
Yeah.
yes,
what's going on in their lives because that is the whole point of the Heart, Mind, and Voice show. So please definitely like, share, and subscribe. And we have a little treat for you guys because tonight is a giveaway. So what we're going to do first is that we're going to make sure that we do our giveaway. So we were going to have a special kind of giveaway, but we are going to want the audience member to write down a number, and whoever get close to the number that I already have written down, if you guys can get as close, or you just may guess the number that I've already written down. Write that number down. I'm going to call you out. So when I call you out, definitely send us an email to Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. And it's going to be up in the comments, Heart, Mind, and Voice Show at gmail.com. Send me your name, your
Cash
phone
App.
number, cash app, your name.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, your name and your cash app.
What's the
And
rank? Yeah.
the range will be from 10 to 20. So from 10 to 20, I'm sorry, I didn't give y'all the range. From 10 to 20, I have a two-digit number already written down. So if you don't guess the exact number, whomever is the closest to that number that
Yeah.
I've already written down, you will get a prize tonight. Send me your Cash App. Now we have a few more things, and I'm talking. We are
Wait, I'm
really
sorry,
short
really
on time.
quick,
We have
Shalonda. So do you want them to mention, you want them to say it on the chat now instead of sending the email? Or you want them to send the email?
No,
Just want
send
to
the
make
email.
clear.
Yeah, send the email to Heart Mind and Voice Show at gmail.com. So send the email as for, well, that's when I call the number out. So
The number. Yeah.
That's
right,
what I want
because
to make it
know who the
clear. So
winner
you
is.
want them
Yeah.
to put in
So
the chat. So,
no,
okay, in the chat.
let me hear. Let me do this. See, she's messing up. Let me do this. Okay. So again, right, put the number in the chat. 10 to 20, whatever number you guess, you think that I've already written down. I've already written down, guessed and written down. And whomever is the closest, even if you don't guess the exact number, if you're closest to the number, you will win a prize. I will let you know. And Naomi Smith, she's on it. So come on, Troy. Come on, MD. Where you guys at? Let me see. Between 10 to 20. So Troy said he does not have a Cash App. So send me your email and your phone number and we will talk further. Yeah, do that. So we're going to move right along to, I think we want to share a little bit about our book. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, we want to make sure we remind everyone where people can purchase Sherry's book. And
Okay.
also Peter Joe Anderson said 15.
Okay.
Can
So
I
go
play
ahead.
too? Can I play too?
Let us know, Sherry, where we can purchase your lovely book.
Okay, the name of the book is I Am My Sister. God began to deal with me on this book when I took a faith leap and left Texas in 2013 and moved to North Carolina. He told me that he wanted me to inspire women to come together as sisters as he had called us to be. So in writing the book, 5 years. It is about being a sister, overcoming what you have been through, going back, getting that sister and helping her overcome too. No sister left behind. So with me being a two-time felon, I call myself a two-time felon, twice divorced. I can minister to women in that element. I can minister to women, on betrayed friendships, overcoming things in the spirit as well. So that I am my sister. I am what you are. So when I see you struggling with being a single mother, I'm not just going to say, oh, I'm going to pray for you, or I understand. I know what you've been. No, let me get with you. Let me see exactly what you need help with. Let me see how I can help you overcome that particular thing. And then once we come through it together, you go back and get someone as well. So it's real easy for
Absolutely.
people to say, I am my sister's keeper, which we can be. But God said, I want you to be that person that I delivered you from. Then you become her again. No matter how
Wow.
painful your story was, if her story is more painful, you got to get back in it and relive it too. And I
Yeah.
believe there was a period of being humble, because sometimes we think once we come through stuff, oh, we good. I don't have to worry about that no more. God delivered me. And he'd be like, get on back over there in the hog pen, because I'm not finished with you yet. Just because you
Yeah.
overcame your story doesn't mean that your story is over.
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely. So we can go on Amazon and purchase I Am My Sister. We can go
Yes,
please go on Amazon. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Very encouraging,
praise God.
enlightening,
Yeah.
inspiring. So definitely go on to Amazon.com, and it's I Am My Sister by Miss Sherry Eaton. And again, we thank you for
Thank
taking
you,
Yes.
ladies.
time
This
into
has
the
been
show.
so much fun.
Yes. We
Yes.
definitely want you to come back. We usually do our Black History highlight. We have run out of time. So, what I'm going to do, everyone, I'm going to post it on our Facebook page. I don't know if we can do it on our YouTube, but we definitely can do it on our Facebook page of our Black History highlight. Since we have one more day, I think, of Black History Month. That's on tomorrow. But it's a very good, eye-opening, educating Black History highlight, and I will have that posted on our page. So be sure to check that out. You'll be amazed. And also, it's an app for it, so I'll be sure to post that link for the app
Good.
you can download on it. But before we go, we have one last treat for everybody. Oh, I need to say the number. So the number that I have already written down, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it was it was 17. I'm sure you can't see it. 17.
Pizza.
So who, Miss Peter Joe or Peter Joe
Yes.
Anderson, you got closest to it. So if you can email us at heart, mind, and voice show, heart, mind, voice show at gmail.com. Send us your name and cash app. We would like to bless you.
Yes.
If you do not have a cash app, send your name and your phone number and we'll talk about it. And Miss Naomi Smith says prayer positions us to understand, know, and trust
Yes.
of God. Yes, Lord.
Yes.
Before we
Yes.
close the show, we want our Miss Serious K to give us some an inspirational thought to close us out.
Okay. I just wanted to encourage anybody that is having a problem with their faith walk in terms of celibacy or waiting to become a wife or whatever you're believing God for. I just want to leave you with a couple of scriptures. Isaiah 41:10-13 says, "Don't panic. I am with you. There is no need to fear. I will give you strength. I will help you. I, your God, have a firm grip on you, and I am not letting go." So remember that when you are struggling with your faith and holding on and waiting on God, remember He is with you. No need to fear. So
Amen.
Yes.
We love you all. Stay safe, be blessed, and we will see you on the next show.
yes.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye.